Yeah, see, this is the kind of premise of something that I've become acquainted with lately called Theosophy. And it's the idea that there are many different systems and ways of looking at things in the world. And rather than saying, well, that's rubbish, that's not true, it's the kind of opinion that maybe there's some truth in all of it. And that's the kind of higher consciousness that we want to try and grasp. Because otherwise, we're just going to be battling each other, personally, individually, globally, whichever way you do it. And so if you can look at someone else's opinion and go, okay, what is the bit of truth there? What is the thing that they're seeing that I'm not? How can, you know, that is the basic premise, I think, of Theosophy.
What?
And it's just about acceptance and saying there's some truth in all of it.
Well, the truth is a difficult concept because truth is kind of the whole problem. I mean, we shouldn't really call truth truth. It is belief. There is no truth. It's all belief. Truth is out there. Truth is unknown. We can never fully perceive it all, and we can only believe. And we only sort of. This is why people, if we all were able to perceive the reality of the
No, but
universe.
what I'm saying is that's what we should aspire to. And that would cut out a lot of this sort of stuff here. And it would push the human race up. That's what I'm saying.
I don't understand what you're saying. What should we aspire to?
That truth.
Which truth?
The truth that's inside all of us. The truth that's inside each and every one of us. I mean, a saying that's always fascinated me is something that was written on the Oracle of Delphi in Greece. And it's know thyself. And you will, it's something like, know thyself and you will know the universe. And I think that's true. And my point is that kind of higher awareness and consciousness is in everyone. And I think the way to reach that, actually, is by accepting, by being more accepting and less judgmental and, nasty to people.
And by accepting, we don't actually just mean.
I don't mean laying down and taking someone
Yes.
else's shit. I mean accepting of other people's viewpoints in the world and saying, okay, I accept that you have that view. I can't meet you on it. My view is something else, but I accept it and I respect it for what it is. But that's not what we tend to do. And, that's, I think, a way, the only way really to push the human species onwards and upwards, as it were. It cuts a lot of the pettiness out that's always caught us out in the past.
Yeah,
Always caught us out as
yeah,
well.
that's true, but I think there's more to it than that.
Yeah, obviously, there's a lot more to it than that.
What I mean
Obviously.
is, like, you don't have to say, well, I accept the fact that you have an opinion and I can't meet you on it. You can go further. You can say, well, look, I'm just going to have a little bit of a break from my opinion and I'm just going to try and think about it from your point of view and see if anything occurs to me that I didn't previously know. So you're actually bringing it in a little bit. You're not lying
Yeah,
down.
yeah. But
Yeah.
the thing is, I think M is right in the kind of concept of giving each other space. So we can take the other person's opinion and go and sit with it, meditate on it, internalise it, and see what we really make of it without just going for the jugular of the other person immediately. Because everyone's guilty of that. Us two are no different. We tend to do that. But more and more lately, I think we've both become slightly more aware of that, and it's been helpful. So that's something that is ultimately a good point to make to anyone who wants to listen to this ramble, really.
This is a genius ramble.
Yeah, it's not. It's just two plonkers talking to a phone. But, yeah.
Don't listen.
No, don't.
Yeah, so sometimes people come out with some ludicrous things though. And in those cases, I think you should just say, I'm going to listen.
But then I'm going to feck off.
I don't have to listen forever.
No.
I'm not just going to sit here and just wait for it to end. I might turn it off. But sometimes when people come out with ludicrous things, it could just be pure nonsense. And
Or it could just be that it's too far out of your comfort zone for
Yes,
you to accept. It might not actually be ludicrous.
yes,
And they
but
might actually be serious about it. It's just that it's so far removed from you that you'd have a problem with it. So in which case it's probably best to just go away from them
yeah,
for a while, you
listen,
know. Yeah.
listen for long enough to
So as not to strangle them.
yes. I mean, children come out with all sorts of nonsense and we give them time, don't we?
Yeah.
So,
But we kind of accept it from a child because they're a child, and then there's part of your brain that says, well, you know, they are only children. But actually children are smart
yeah,
a lot of the time.
they just are perhaps lacking in
What are they lacking in?
knowledge, that's all.
So are we.
Yes, but, you know, exactly. So they work with a different level of knowledge. Their knowledge is, you know, I'm not going to say it's better or worse, but what I am going to say is that we've got a load of things that we know. This brings us back to minimalism, by the way. Minimalism of knowledge. Informational minimalism. So let's come back to that after this short break.